Hi, my name is Prabjot and this is my final project for information and coding. In this project, I have merged two projects. One is the API and the other is the JWT token using OAuth authentication. So this is my Visual Studio. This is the server PC represent the project where I have created OAuth application using JWT tokens, and this is my client PC is my API which will get that token from the server PS and give me the data back from the API website. So as we can see that this is my startup file in CS file in my server PC. I am passing a service for OAuth so that it can pass the token from my server PS to my client PS. This is the configuration that I have done for like my JWT and OAuth authentication, and over here in the home controller I have created a JWT token so that I can use this JWT token to authenticate my request, whatever request I am sending to my APK, so that it can give me back the content. It becomes the standard how to securely create an authentication token. So we are creating an authentication token using this JWT in my project. So JWT is the implementation for authentication token. It basically uses a JSON token so that I can pass my public information and still maintain the relativity of the token. I mean, with this JSON I can pass my token to my API, and the information that I will put in the token that will be received by the server, so that when my API got my token, it will give me every request that I will ask for, my client will ask for. So this was the JWT project that I have created. Basically this is the same project server PS. So before client PS I have made this, so this is the functionality of it. So when I try to access my server website, and when I want to access my secret homepage, I have to pass a bearer authentication token to get the result. So as we can see in this postman that I am getting, I am able to access that page with this authentication token, JWT authentication token. There is another method also by which I can access the web page is by directly passing. As you can see over here that I am directly passing my token to the URL so that it can redirect me to that page. And this is all the code that I have done. So as I have shown you that in my home controller, I have created a token and then set up the configuration for this token in the startup file so that I can send that token to my API, and in my API I am then, after receiving the token over here in the I action, I am redirecting the request to the web page where I can access the secret index over here. So after the authentication is done, it will redirect it to the secret index. Now let's run this project. Whenever you run this project, two Firefox windows will be open. One will be client and one will be my API. So this is my client side and this is my API. So now after I want to access my secret page. Okay, so the program is running in the background, and hopefully my API will get the token and I can get my secret page by without even passing the token this time, because I am doing that in the background. So this is my client and I want to access the secret. So now as you can see that I can access that secret page that my API have. It is just because of the authentication and JWT that is running in the background. So this is how I can, let's stop this one. So this is how I can pass my data from 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 my server to the API with authentication. This was first part of my assignment, final project, and the second part were the questions. So I told you everything that I have configured OAuth and then passed the token and then redirected it to the secret page. And then this is the second part of my project, like how can we transfer personal data securely within the network. So FTP protocol is the best way. Like it is not the best, like one of the way, simpler, I can say simplest way to transfer file from one PC to another. So what this protocol do is it create a space, a specific file storage location to the client and to the server, so that we can access whatever things, whatever documents we'll put in those specific folders, we can get that to the another client on the server. So this FTP protocol uses TCP IP network protocol to send the files from client to user. So FTP client is like an agent. It is like a middle person between the server and the client that helps us to communicate with each other. In other words, FTP server connects the client with the server so that we can get the files from client to server. So FTP is one of the way in which we can send our personal data securely within the network. Second question was, what security protocol is best for transferring the personal files? Actually, FTP is not the best way to send the files, transfer personal files from one location to another. SFTP is a better way for file transfer because it uses hashes encryption to protect the integrity of the data whatever we are sending. It supports SSH, so it is a secure shell protocol that will help us to encrypt our data before sending and receiving it. And the next question was, can we encode or encrypt images? Yes, of course we can encode and encrypt. Even we can decrypt the images also. So we use AES encryption to do so, to convert to encrypt a JPG or an image. But to do so, you need a key, and all we need is to know the key and the initial file and the final file. While using this information, we can encrypt and decrypt the image format and then send it to the client. So the next question is, we have a database but we cannot move that database to the client. So how can we use a secure API to externally use the secure API to get the access of that data that we cannot move? So this is the same project that I have done in my final project. So what I have to do is send a sign in request. So my web browser will send in a sign in request to the server. The server will authenticate the client and save an access token which will then be used to authenticate. So what the server will do is server will create a JWT token for me and send it back to me and save that token to in his side also, so that whenever next time I will send a request with that JWT token, it can give me access to the pages. So the next step would be return the JWT. So I will we must first authenticate the token first in order to get the content of the website. I will send the request again with the JWT token. That server will authenticate my token first in order to give me the content of the website. Then further request will be sent to the API using the JWT token attached to it to get the data and to obtain an access token and storing the access token into our client using the OAuth authentication. So this is the OAuth authentication that will be done in the client side, and after the OAuth authentication, after it will see that I have the JWT token and I am authenticated, it will give me back the request that I had requested for. This is how the functionality works. The next question is, can you recommend a secure framework for coding an API? In my another subject, I have used Flask for my creating. Next question is, can you recommend a secure framework for coding an API? So I can recommend Flask for creating a framework for an API. So we can connect this Flask to our database using Django. What Django does is it connects our Python code to the database so that we can fetch the data as well as we can dump the data after cleaning it in the database. So it is done by using Django, and Flask have also many libraries, so we can use JWT and REST APIs libraries to authenticate the requests that I will send to the database, and we can also create login page and send email verification using Flask, so which will make it much more secure. So Flask is one of the frameworks that is used to create an API. The next question is, what data exchange format should we use while transferring data between the location? So this is a good one. JSON is the most popular object that is created to transfer the data from one location to another. So JSON is basically a key value pair. There is a key and there is a value in the JSON object. We can transform this JSON object into another objects also easily, and it is also human readable code. And relational database and non-relational database both use JSON. So it is like it covers almost every type of data. So we must use MongoDB to simply modify our JSON object to another object like Python object or any other C# object. We uses MongoDB for that. And the other question was, how should we store our data in multiple locations? So cloud storage is one of the solution how we can store our data into multiple locations. This is also important because in the case of replication, we can use suppose we have a company and we are storing the data in one server, but what happens if that server goes down? So the website would be down for hours and hours until that server is not repaired or reconfigured. So we can use replication in this. The best technique is using 3 servers instead of 1 and storing the same data into all of the 3 servers, so that if one of them goes down, the other 2 are working to serve the clients. So cloud storage is an important one, and also small companies cannot afford those huge servers that store data, so they can also give contract to the big companies to store their data, and this will help them to help them to avoid the time configuring the servers and to maintain the servers. All of that headache is for the big companies, and they just have to pay some price for using their services. And the next question was, what are the ethical concerns related to the transmission of personal data? The ethical concern should be that the authentication should be matched with which it is important. So basically, authentication and authorization are the two main concerns before transmitting any data to a server or any client. So we can do authentication and authorization with JWT tokens and OAuth authentication or even cookies. we can also replicate our data by having multiple servers in the client side, so that even if one server goes down, the other two are there to serve the clients. And we can use encryption and decryption also for authentication and authorization purposes.